Thank you, Nissan, for keeping the V6. While all these other manufacturers continue to switch to four-cylinder turbos, you stuck to your roots. You stuck to the 3.8-liter V6 that's reliable. You didn't bow down to the EPA. I want to thank you, and I think most of us are on the same page. So in this video, we're going to get into the new 2025 Nissan Frontier. I made a video in the past about the new Frontier that's coming out, but in this one, we're going to kind of go into, should you get the new Frontier? Should you go ahead and just keep your older one? Let's get into it. So there are some new features coming out with the new Frontier, but they're nothing crazy. It's just a bigger screen, bigger bed, which is honestly the biggest one for me. You can get a Pro 4X with a 6-foot bed. That's a big one. That really is. There is an extra 500-pound towing, but I don't know what they did to get that. They didn't, to my knowledge, I didn't see anything where they said they increased anything on the suspension or anything. I don't know. I didn't hear anything yet, but we'll see. And it is a new front fascia. Some people like it, some people don't. Overall, it's still pretty similar. There is still more plastic, I feel like, and some new wheel options and some new color options. So nothing crazy. And there's some more stuff like some new safety features on lower end trims and just little stuff. But the main thing is they're keeping that same 3.8-liter V6. They're keeping the same 9-speed automatic transmission. That's the thing. That's the core of the vehicle. That's the heartbeat. That is it. And it's reliable. And the gas mileage from them switching to a 4-cylinder turbo, I hope they realize this. And all these manufacturers need to realize this. It's common sense. Whenever you switch to a turbo, you don't even get much better fuel economy, especially in these huge vehicles. And I know a Frontier is not huge, but it's still large, especially I used to live in Germany, and this would be a huge vehicle there. So, but here in America, yeah, it's not that big. But at the end of the day, it's still a larger vehicle. It's not a car. It's a truck. It's not going to get... You're not getting 30 miles a gallon in the city, no matter what you do. You go to a turbo, you go to a 1-cylinder, I don't care what you put in that thing. A 4-cylinder turbo is still just going to get it in the 20s. You know what I mean? So it's not worth it at the end of the day. I don't know why Toyota's switching over. The new Tacoma, some people are getting a little bit better fuel economy, but most are not from what I'm seeing and hearing. So it's really unfortunate. And the power and stuff, I don't like how turbos deliver the power. So thank you, Nissan, for keeping that V6. Now, when it comes to getting the new one, the only reason I would do it is if, let's say you have a 23, 22 Frontier or even older. The big thing is if you get a great trade-in evaluation and you discount the vehicle, don't let them take advantage of you. You definitely need to know that they can play around with your trade, play around with the price. You need to kind of separate them, and you need to, you would have to get a very good offer, because for me, it's not much more. Yeah, you get a better screen, you get this and that. If you're in the market, of course, but the only reason I would jump to it is if you definitely just want the bigger screen, you want the bigger bed, you really love the new fascia, and you can get a good deal on the trade-in. You don't need to be losing much money on a 22 or a 23 Frontier if you're going on a 25. So just keep that in mind. You need to get a great deal, and you need to get that thing at invoice almost. So just fight for it. We'll see, because Frontiers are becoming more popular. That's the other challenge, is dealerships know this. They're actually becoming harder to get, which is kind of crazy because Frontier's having a pretty good year sales figure-wise. And of course, they're not outselling the Tacoma, but they're doing better than what they were, while all these other manufacturers are doing worse percentage-wise. So I got to give them credit. During a rough year, they continue to do really good in the midsize truck market. And they definitely made their way. It's a Nissan truck. For them to make it this far and to now, I mean, they're in there. If they keep this V6, they're just going to keep selling trucks like crazy. If they switch to a turbo, I'm not going to be talking to, it is what it is. It could, just like the Toyota turbo, it could be reliable, but in all reality, they're not as reliable. So I hope this is not the last year. I hope Nissan keeps the V6 for many, many years. At the end of the day, if they do announce the 26 is going to be a turbo, it might be time to jump on it. Or if you get a good trade value, it might be time to jump on the 25. Other than that, unless you just really want the bigger screen and the bigger bed, to me, those are the really only big features. Some new safety features here and there on the lower trims. Other than that, it's just nothing crazy. So it's basically the same truck, looks a little different. That's all it is. So, hey, thanks for watching. Leave a comment. Let me know. Are you planning on getting the new Frontier, or are you just going to go and keep what you have? Thanks for watching. Have a great day.